Growing up, my mom always told me every moment's a teachable moment, and she's right. But sometimes I feel like I learn more outside of the classroom by just living my life than I do inside the classroom, which is ridiculous. I feel like I get more out of just reading a book and sharing it with some friends over a beer or two than I do by sitting in a classroom for 50 minutes at a time, scribbling down notes and hoping that I can recall all this pointless memorization for the test, because that's what class is now. Education was never supposed to be like this. Education started out as the idea of a community of learners where people came together and they shared their knowledge and they constructed new knowledge together. But instead, we have these tiny time increments that we're all stuck on because we have 16-week semesters where you have to hit 50 odd points in a whole entire semester to make sure everyone comes out the same. Because college is now about making drones, it's not about actually educating the students. So instead of being able to take my 21 years of knowledge and adding it into the mix of if you have a small class, 20 students, times their 20 some odd years of knowledge each, plus the professor who's, about 50 or so? I mean, that is so much potential in one tiny classroom. But everyone's pretty much missing out on that. And that's not just one class. That's each class that you take each semester, times every single semester you're in school. That's so much potential that's being lost out on in a university, and it's ridiculous. Last spring, I realized that I was on my way to becoming one of those drones. One of my professors took me aside, and he basically told me that he saw I had so much potential, but he was worried for me because he could see that I was becoming just one of those mindless people who followed along and didn't really actually take time to learn anything. And he could see me becoming a toothless hooker in South America because I would have no idea what to do with myself after I graduated. And he was right, because no one would tell me what to do after I graduated. No one would be there holding my hand anymore like they've done the past 20 some odd years of my life. And it was scary, because college is supposed to be this transformative time in your life. I mean, you're supposed to go in this young kid or, adult, because everyone who's 18 is proud of being an adult. But by the time that you leave, you're supposed to be a responsible adult and have like a real world job and a real world life and whatever that all means. So that means somewhere along the line, you have to have that aha moment of, now I'm really an adult, right? But it's not really about that aha moment as much as it is what you do with it. Because it's all about popping those bubbles and tearing down those walls and deconstructing the boxes that you've always been put into and finding solutions to problems you never even knew you had. Yeah, every moment's a teachable moment. Sometimes you just have to look for it.